Let me fix my hair.
Nice. There you go, Flick. That's where he gets it from. How are you finding him? How do you find his attitude?
Good. He's obviously here because he wants to be here. I think that's a big part of developing as an athlete. If you want to be here and you give it all, you're going to get better. We have the tools, we have the knowledge to make athletes better athletes, to make players better players. But he wants to be here, and I can see that. He wants to get better. He wants to be a good soccer player. Obviously, all of this is going to transfer out on the pitch. So
absolutely. So. And do you think he gets overwhelmed by the presence of, older athletes?
I tell him to use that as drive. Yeah. If I was in his position when I was his age, and I saw these athletes that are about to go into the biggest interview of their lives in a couple of weeks, that's where they're going to get separated from the ones that can make it and the ones that are going to stay behind. And you see them working over there. Those guys are working hard every day, regardless of what time it is, regardless of what else they got going on. And I think he uses that to his advantage. Those are some good athletes to look up to when it comes to work rate.
Yeah. And if you had to, what area are you looking at to improve Zidan really?
I think his reactivity. Getting him to be more explosive off of his first step, whether it's a jump, whether it's a quick change of direction, whether it's a run. At the moment, he's gotten better, definitely, but I think it could be even better. A little bit. I want to be able to call Zidan an explosive soccer player, so explosive athlete, and that's kind of where we're working towards right now. Yeah.
Okay. And if you had to describe Zidan in a few words, how would you describe Zidan? As an athlete, as a person?
Oh, as an athlete, as a person, that's a good one. Me and Zidan get along very well.
Yeah, he speaks very highly of you, by the way. He does.
Good.
Yeah.
I give him a hard time sometimes, but let's see, a few words. I might have to say determined. I think that's a good word, not only because he works hard, but he one thing that I've talked to Zidan's mom about is he asks me a million questions a day. And not necessarily that it's a bad thing. That kind of tells me that he wants to know what he's going to do today. And if he can't do it, like last week he was injured, he still wants something to replace that, so he can still continue to move forward rather than back, although he's injured. So I think he's a determined young athlete that he wants something. So I think at this age of time, he needs a little bit of everything. At this age, he needs to continue working on his rhythm, balance, coordination, spatial orientation, but at the same time, he needs to start working on speed. We're introducing him, obviously, as you can see, to some strength. With other athletes, I have never had an athlete where I'm working with 5 days. It's usually twice a week, so on those I have to be a little bit more specific on what I want to give that athlete. With Zidan, I see him 5 times a week. I can give him a little bit of everything, you know what I mean?